Reeves has seen a massive renaissance in his career over the past few years. Helped by the meteoric success of the John Wick franchise, he was put back on the public radar. Currently, he is linked with several upcoming movies. It will be a few busy years for him. In this video, we'll highlight all the upcoming movies in which the actor is starring. Make sure you stick with me to the end of the video. Without any further delay, let's get into it. What sets Keanu Reeves apart? Keanu Reeves is appreciated for his immense talent and diversity. In the past, he's been able to skip full-on action movies like Speed and Breakpoint, to sci-fi thrillers like the Matrix trilogy, to dramas like Lake House. He most recently starred in John Wick 3, Chapter 3, Parabellum. He also portrayed John Silverhand in the E3 Cyberpunk 2077 video game and voiced him in Pixar's Toy Story 4. Many classic Keanu franchises have been re-released with the current trend of remakes and covers. While Reeves was once criticized for his acting, critics and viewers alike have come to appreciate his charisma and screen presence. But that's only going to get bigger and better now, with several Keanu Reeves sci-fi movies accompanying action and TV projects. I have brought to you all the projects Keanu Reeves will be starring in, from movies to TV, in the next few years. The first movie we'll be talking about is DC League of Super Pets. Another confirmed upcoming role for Keanu Reeves is an animated voice appearance in the DC League of Super Pets movie. Reeves' character has yet to be revealed. Blending the superhero genre with the animated family comedy, the film stars Dwayne Johnson as Superman's dog Krypto, who assembles a team of other overpowered animals to fight evil. Other vocal cast members include Kevin Hart, Natasha Lyonne, John Krasinski, Mark Maron, Kate McKinnon, and Jamila Jamil. The film shows the changes in the DC Extended Universe's focus toward a greater variety of tones in various projects. The next movie I bet you're eagerly waiting for is John Wick Chapter 4. Shortly after John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, was released in May 2019, it was confirmed that John Wick would return for more future John Wick projects. While there is still fan speculation as to which characters will appear in John Wick Chapter 4, Reeves will be reprising his role as the world's most hunted assassin. Remember that John Wick Parabellum focused on Wick trying to take out other hitmen looking to collect the bounty placed on his head after being deemed excommunicated due to the events of John Wick 2. Reeves also expressed interest in playing John Wick in the Continental's television spin-off, which will explore Hotel Union when he is not dealing with his favorite client. Next is Berserker. One of Keanu Reeves' most personal upcoming projects will be a live-action adaptation of Berserker, originally a comic book series co-written by him and Matt Kent, with art by Ron Garney. Reeves is set to produce the film adaptation, which Netflix has officially picked up. In addition to producing and starring in the film, Reeves will also voice the comic book character B, a half-human, half-god, in the animated spin-off series. These two projects were recently announced and do not yet have a release date. Following Berserker, we have Rally Car, an apparent throwback to action-oriented Keanu Reeves movies like Speed. Reeves' movie Rally Car has been in production limbo for a few years. Since 2017, Rally Car has been greenlit, but was looking for a director, eventually landing on Taken 2 and Transporter 3 director Olivier Megaton. According to a 2017 report by The Hollywood Reporter, Reeves will play a prominent former NASCAR driver who ends up in a rally car race in China. The release date and cast information is not yet known, and it is not clear why there were delays in the progress of filming or the cast. Next up, Rain. Reeves will remain in action mode with the TV miniseries Rain, based on the Barry Eisler books. Reeves will lead the miniseries and be one of the show's producers, suggesting the influence of John Wick. The future project will see Keanu Reeves play John Rain, a half-Japanese, half-American contract killer. His specialty is making his targets appear to have died of natural causes. Reeves' co-stars include Cherry Jones, Corbin Reed, and Owen Klein. For now, the miniseries does not yet have a release date and has not yet entered production. Then, we have Past Midnight. Another Keanu Reeves upcoming project on Netflix is Dope director Rick Famuyiwa's upcoming movie Past Midnight. The script will be written by TJ Fixman and produced by Avengers Endgame directors Joe and Anthony Russo. Past Midnight sounds like a return to familiar territory for Reeves and entirely new territory for Famuyiwa, a feature about a new kind of vigilante superhero. There are no other details about Reeves' cast or character, but Past Midnight is worth keeping an eye on. Now, let's talk about 10 Keanu Reeves sequels that should happen. Let's start with Speed. Speed was one of Reeves' biggest action movies released in 1994, and it was a massive hit, and while most fans tried to forget about it, there was a sequel. Speed 2 Cruise Control was a poor follow-up that was heavily criticized. However, Rouge Durden 00 wants to see a proper sequel to the Speed. As the movie's 30th anniversary approaches, there is no better time for a sequel. Bullock and Reeves could return, and since they're both still as popular as they were in the 90s, it could be another unstoppable hit. Next is Point Break. Snark Enterprises wants to see a sequel to the iconic surf thriller Point Break, which sees FBI agent Johnny Utah, played by Reeves, go undercover as a surfer to uncover a group of thrill thrill-seeking criminals. The Redditor explained the need for a sequel to Point Break so we can forget about the shitty remake. The classic action movie was remade in 2015, but lacked everything that made the original great. Next, we have A Scanner Darkly. The real Protozoon doesn't want to see a proper sequel to Richard Linklater's A Scanner Darkly, but rather a spiritual sequel. The Redditor suggested another movie like A Scanner Darkly, maybe not a direct sequel, but done in the same style, with Richard Linklater and Reeves reunited for another Philip K. Dick adaptation. The movie is best known for its use of rotoscoping, an approach to filmmaking where images are drawn to give them a surreal, hypnotic effect. The next Reeves sequel on our list is Hardball. Hardball is a sports drama that follows Connor O'Neill, played by Reeves, who must coach a kid's baseball team to pay off his debts. And Pat's X5s thinks the sequel might work well. If the movie were made by Disney instead of Paramount, there would already be a sequel to the Disney Plus series. However, the film is much darker than the usual family sports drama, and since it's based on a true story, a sequel is pretty unlikely. Next up, Johnny Mnemonic. Reeves chooses which films to star in based on his appreciation of the premise, as the actor has starred in numerous cyberpunk-themed films. Along with A Scanner Darkly and The Matrix, Reeves played the lead role in Johnny Mnemonic, and Kylon 1138 wants to see a Johnny Mnemonic 2. With the development of digital effects, Johnny Mnemonic 2 could be a visual spectacle. What about Parenthood? The Drunner 2 thinks Parenthood 2 with Reeves in the lead role could be great. A sequel could be developed naturally, as Reeves could reprise his role as Todd, but be in the same position Gil was in the first film, outnumbered by his offspring and constantly finding himself in fights with them. It would also be great to see Reeves in the lead role in a family comedy, something that hasn't happened yet. Let's now talk about The Replacements. The Replacements is a sports drama that follows the Washington Redskins as they win the 22nd Super Bowl without a single regular player on the team. A Redditor showed excitement about the possibility of a sequel to the movie. The Replacements 2 will also write itself, as it could follow Falco 22 years later and now in a coaching role, though it would probably be surprisingly similar to Hardball. Next, we have Something's Gotta Give. A Redditor by Lone Pirate hopes that a Something's Gotta Give sequel starring Reeves will come to light. Knowing it's a weird attraction, he commented that just for something different, he'd love to see a sequel involving his character from Something's Gotta Give. Now, Bram Stoker's Dracula. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, Reeves played Jonathan Harker, Earl's attorney and Los Dieros. A Redditor wants to see Dracula 2 with Reeves back. He might be half kidding, considering the movie is so faithful to the novel that Dracula died at the end, but a sequel could still be developed since stranger things have happened. However, many would probably prefer to see Reeves play the titular vampire. Lastly, we have The Devil's Advocate. Ryzen Raider wants to see a sequel to Devil's Advocate, which brilliantly turned the age-old joke of the devil being a lawyer into a feature film. Devil's Advocate 2 could be a legacy sequel that improves on its predecessor. That concludes today's video. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. See you next time.